With reaction, we'll turn to our panel this morning. We're pleased to have trial attorney Vic Bajaj joining us live. There he is, and radio host WBT Charlotte, Brett Winterble. Good to see all of you here. Vic, I got to start with you and your law background there. You're hearing there day 2 of deliberations happening. If Sussman is indeed charged, one, do you think he would be? And number 2, what sort of penalty would he face? Obviously, he may not be able to practice law, but would it go past that?
Oh, absolutely. You know, we're in the federal jurisdiction. This means we have mandatory, what we used to call mandatory sentencing guidelines, numbers of months based upon a chart of criminal history and the egregiousness or seriousness of the offense. Now those guidelines have been declared to be, suggestions, non-mandatory, but courts around the nation, in every courtroom I've handled federal cases, they always refer to the sentencing guidelines. And in this case, his minimum prison punishment dictated by the guidelines would be somewhere around 17 to 24 months. Those would be upwardly enhanced, in my opinion, by his abuse of a position of trust and also wasting governmental resources. So we can look forward to Durham's legal team asking for close to 30, maybe a shade more months. And of course, the judge will then discount that or enhance it based upon the facts and circumstances that came out during the trial. So there's a real chance of incarceration in this case.
Brett, interesting point, and thank you for that. Brett, I'll bring you into this as well, and I'll show you several reports here. We'll start with the Hill. It says this: friends with benefits. Sussman trial is a black eye for the FBI. Politico, prosecution, overwhelming evidence of guilt for Clinton campaign attorney. New York Times, prosecutors and defense duel in closing arguments of politically charged trial. Bottom line, your thoughts on following this story here with Sussman. What do you expect? And could there even be more indictments?
I think there could be more indictments. I'm not confident that there's going to be a conviction here because you're in front of a Washington, D.C. jury that overwhelmingly is probably pro-Clinton and pro-Democrat. And so I don't know that you're going to get a measure of justice in this regard. If this trial were being held in America, for example, right, like Knoxville, Tennessee, or outside of Dallas, Texas, you might have a different outcome. But these are people who are all part of the swamp. And this is what it is I think you're going to see end up happening. I'd much prefer him being prosecuted in front of a judge than in front of a jury, because a judge will understand the nuances of the law. A jury's all you're going to need is one to say, I don't get it. I don't see it. It's not happening. I don't have a lot of confidence in a conviction here.
Yeah, many pundits pointing out the concern of all this is happening in D.C. Is that going to play a role? And if it does, how big? I'm out of time. I appreciate you being very patient with us. Vic Bajaj, Brett Winterble there on that. And Newsmax will continue to watch these jury deliberations.